Ladies and gentlemen, this here's Jim Bob McClane, and this right here is Parenting 101 with Jim Bob McClane, where I'm going to teach you some of the most important lessons that you need to know about parenting. Maybe some of you out there have kids, like myself. I have a son, Dwayne. So, I'm not just some guy who's just giving advice. I have a child. So maybe some of you people have a child too. I'm not saying you're dummies or nothing. Maybe I might open your mind up to some things maybe you didn't think about. Or maybe some people out there just had a kid. They're Googling some things, come across this. Bam, right here. There's going to be a whole playlist to help you raise your child. And I'm going to do my best to give my psychiatric advice to all of you. And today is one of the most important episodes of them all. Today is all about discipline. Discipline is one of the most important things probably in the world. You want to have a little kid run around swearing like an asshole, making you look like a dumbass in front of everybody? Or do you want to have a kid that is respectful, that does his chores, and that you can be proud of? Shit, I think I want that too. So here's how you're going to do it. First off, number one, beating, right? Let's talk about beatings. Beatings. Now, when I say beatings, I don't mean beating the shit out of somebody. There's beating, right? And there's abuse, right? I'm not talking about abuse. Cross that out. But I am talking about beatings, right? Beatings. Now, people use belts and stuff. That's all up to you. But I was beaten whenever I was a kid, and I turned out pretty damn good. Now, a lot of people have things to say against that. I don't know, I'm not going to debate you. I'm just saying I turned out good because I was beaten. If I wasn't beaten, I could see how I wouldn't have turned out good. You guys know what I'm saying? All right, so let's see what I have in here. I wrote down some clever notes here. Beatings are not always the answer, but a lot of time, they are the answer. That means that you don't always want to be beating your kid, but sometimes beating can be very, very useful and can really help out with some of these other numbers I have written down here. Let's get into this. Me growing up, I was beaten, right? My parents were nice people. They didn't abuse me. They beat me because I did bad stuff, right? I already went over that. Because what kids do, and what I did when I was a kid, excuse me, is I pushed boundaries. Kids love to freaking push boundaries. They want to find where they can take you to. And where take you to that limit where you're about to fucking kill them and wring their necks out for real, and they don't realize you're a man and the power that you have within your hands and stuff, that you can do that just on a blind drunken rage. They don't understand that, so they're just pushing you to the limit. Once they see the limit, then they can kind of play around with that, and some people are complete pushovers. So really. Yeah, that's what it is. It kind of goes into the other thing, which is respect, which we'll get to that. Because, they push you around and stuff, push them limits. They get to a point, some people are pushovers, and they have no damn respect for them. And, hand in hand. Discipline and respect, hand in hand. All right, so next thing I have here is you want to think about dogs, right? Now, a lot of people say, oh, raising kids are like raising dogs, right? Well, that's completely wrong, and that is disgusting to me that somebody would say that, right? Because raising kids is a hell of a lot easier than raising dogs, right? Because it's all simple, it's all right here. So, with dogs, you have the alpha male, right? The alpha male dog, right? Those dogs, they have territory and stuff like that. So whenever there's a little puppy getting out of line, what does it do? Does it go, oh, well, I'll just make things easier for you because you're crying about something? No, they don't. They grab them by they bite their necks, easily and stuff, right? Bite their necks, and then they throw them over there with the other ones, and they say, get in your fucking place, right? Because you're not old enough, you're not big enough, you're not old enough, you're not big enough, you're not tough enough to be doing this shit right here. So I'm going to pick you up with my teeth, throw you in there, put you in your place, remind you what's going on. When we're kids, when I was a kid, I didn't realize what the hell's going on. I thought I was invincible. I didn't realize that flicking off some guy because he, was just driving past and I was being an asshole, could have got that guy could have pulled over, got out, could have been way bigger than me, beat the living shit out of me, left me laying there bleeding in the street. Nobody found me for a couple of weeks. End up going through a coma, end up regressing all these memories and stuff. Who knows where I could be right now, you know? So you just gotta be careful out there, and you gotta have discipline and respect hand in hand. So yeah, so just like the alpha male of the dog species, you also got the prison situation where you go into prison. This all makes sense. Just listen. So you go into prison, and what do they say to do? I don't know if I'd do this, but you find the biggest guy, right? And you go for the biggest guy, and you stab him or you beat the shit out of him. I don't suggest you do any of this. I'm just saying that's what people say. And you beat the shit out of him, and then everybody's like, whoa, he beat up the biggest guy. I don't know if that's really how it works, but it's kind of like that, right? Let's say it works that way. So your kid's kind of like that, right? You wanna put this scare God into them, right? You wanna scare God into them. Just like the dog picks up the puppy metaphorically with his teeth easily, throws him over to the side, right? You kind of want to do that with your child every once in a while to let them know, just like in prison, you need to slow your damn roll. You need to know your place. You need to know your lane. All right, we live in a Nerf world now. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, giving this advice right here. I just got to say this with the whole beating thing. That I know we live in a Nerf world, meaning that everybody's crying about everything. You got Karens down the street calling on the phone because people are black. You got another guy calling on the phone because I'm smacking my kid in Walmart for calling me a motherfucker whenever I'm the one who raised him and put the food on the table that allowed him to live to this freaking point, right? I'm not going to get into that. But so anyways, you got all that kind of stuff. You got to be careful out there beating your kids and stuff. A lot of people take beating as abuse, and then they try to twist it on you. Don't let them twist it on you. Just be careful where you do it, right? It's kind of like, what's it like here? It's kind of like just anything bad, you know what I mean? You just don't want to do it out in public where people are going to see you. You want to do it at home. Now, don't get that confused with you going home, drinking a 12-pack and beating the shit out of your family. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you sitting there with your kid and having a Danny Tanner moment where you come to agreements and you come to an understanding together of how things are going to work and where they fucked up. And then you give them a ritualistic beating where you have them bend over and smack them, with a belt or whatever the hell you're going to use. I don't suggest anybody does any of this stuff. YouTube, hey. We're ad friendly here. But what I'm saying is, you just want to help them understand. Understand discipline. Now, next up. Oh wait, I got a little bit more here. Here's a note. Beatings, especially abuse, could lead your kids to be serial killers and could kind of lead them to be resentful and maybe beat their kids and be alcoholics. So just keep that in mind out there. Like I said, beating is not always the answer, but a lot of times it is. All right, let's go to this next little pinpoint right here, and it is set boundaries. Now, setting boundaries is one of the most important things there too. It's kind of like them pushing the boundaries, right? You want to set them boundaries. You want to have good boundaries. You do not want to be a pushover. When your kids, I want to play freaking Xbox Wii. And you say, well, you can't play Xbox Wii because, let me take a drink here. Because you did bad at your schoolwork, and then you stuck that pencil in Jimmy's leg. How the hell am I expect you? How do you expect to play video games, this Fortnite, whenever with all your freaking friends on there? Whenever you stab Jimmy in the damn leg and your grades aren't right, stuff like that. You can't let them still play the video games, right? And bullshit with their friends and stuff whenever Jimmy's leg is, injured and the grades aren't up, and they're not even doing their homework. That right there setting boundaries. Here's my boundaries. If you dare cross them, I'm going to go back to number one, which is beating. Or whatever you decide to do other than beating. But I just don't know what works other than beating. All right, so don't allow them to do what they want. Basically said that. Teach them the facts of life, right? And we're not talking about Trudy, or what's her name? Is it Trudy? Trudy's a bus driver, back when I was in school. Tootie, not like Tootie and that whole thing. The actual facts of life, right? Remind them of how you had it coming up. Remind them of the 1940s and how they had it coming up, right? Now, you can't be like, oh, back in the 40s, oh, I used to walk this far to school and all that stuff. They don't understand that. They're not going to understand what you're telling them, right? What you got to do is make them walk 40 miles. Take them out. I don't want to give ideas because YouTube might demonetize the video. But the thing is, you can think up your own ideas of taking your kid out and making them walk for 30 miles, and then the kid will understand, right? Let's say you had to walk on glass to get to school. Well, hey, he's going to have to learn how to walk on glass, right? A teaches the kid. So when you say, hey, back in the 40s, they used to step on glass at school, walk 30 miles, and have to smoke a whole pack of cigarettes because my dad was mad at me. And then the kid will go, yeah, I know, because I had to do all that stuff too, and that's not good, and he'll understand what you're saying to him, right? And this applies for everything, not just all that stuff, right? Let's see, my dad, to me, here's how, and I respect him for this. My dad, I was grounded. He he peeked his head in the door, and he said, hey, you like looking out that window? And I'm like, well, yeah, it's whatever, I'm just sitting in my room. I'm kind of grounded right now. And he said, well, you should enjoy that because whenever you're in jail, there's bars over that window. And I didn't respect it at the time. I was like, you asshole, whatever. But thinking back to it, he's got a good point because you keep not having discipline. You keep trying to go over those boundaries, and that's going to bleed into life. You start going over life's boundaries, you end up in jail, right? And then you're going to have to find out who the biggest guy is yourself. You know what I mean? Not you, but your damn kid. And the kid, if you're listening to this, which you shouldn't be listening to this, is for parents. All right, let's get back into this. Video games. I'm freaking sick of them. I like them. I play them. Whiskey Drinkers Gaming Channel. Go check that out. But I freaking hate them when my son's playing them because my son thinks that video gaming is a freaking career and he thinks he's just going to video game for the rest of his life. He's not going to freaking video game for the rest of his life. I always tell him, Dwayne, I have a video game channel. I do video gaming all the time. Nobody cares, Dwayne. Nobody cares, Dwayne, that I'm doing my damn videos. Nobody watches that channel. And he don't listen to me. He just thinks I'm bad at it and stuff. But he's bad at it too. Anyways, enough with the video games. If they get grounded, take that damn video game, put it down in the gun safe, lock that thing up. Don't let him have it until he earns it back. None of this, a week later, he's still an asshole. Earn it back. Make them earn it back. Come on now. All right. Enough with that, setting boundaries. All right, let's go to our next pinpoint, which is respect. Respect. I said I'd be getting to this. And we are here right now. Respect, one of the biggest things. Kids need to respect you. Oh yeah, and if you can get that without using fear, well, then that's a hell of a lot better, right? A lot of people use fear. Scare the shit out of the kid. Kid's scared of a beating, all these different things, which also can cause the kid to be kind of demented in the future. But that's the risk you take. Let's see here. You got to lead by example. I see a lot of these parents out here. See a lot of these parents out here, and they're just doing some bullshit. And then they're going, "Hey, Tommy, why aren't you doing the same? Why aren't you doing good stuff?" And they're like, "Well, motherfucker, I'm watching you, right?" I need to start using this camera a little bit more. Let me do that again. And they're like, "Motherfucker, I'm watching you," right? And you're caught in this circle, and you can't understand how to get the hell out of this chain, to break the chain. I'm going to tell you right now, lead by example. Don't be going out there doing bullshit and then telling your kid it's wrong to do it. Now, my son Dwayne, there's a time and place for everything, but I swear all the time. So for me to say, Dwayne, you can't swear, well, what's that teaching him? That's confusing them. So Dwayne is allowed to swear, just not at church, and not when we're out in public around other people, even though I swear. But I'm older, and I've gained that respect. I've gained that thing. And whenever he gets older, around 30 or something, he gains that too, and he's allowed to swear, same as me, out in public with people, but never at church, right? You hear that, Dwayne? And Dwayne knows that. All right, so anyways, so that's something I deal with my son, leading by example. I wish more people would do that, because I think a lot of people got, they're just, I expect my kid to be perfect. But you know what, bitch? You ain't perfect. So how the hell's that kid going to be perfect? Maybe you need to work on yourself being a little more perfect, and then your kid can follow in suit and not have some blind idea of what perfect is because his mom thinks she's perfect, but she ain't. How about that? How about that one? I'm sorry, but I want to teach you guys lessons. Most of you I know subscribe to this channel, know what the hell's going on and stuff, but the ones that don't, shame on you. But it's okay, because I didn't know at one time. We all can learn, and that's what we're here all together to do. So it's all love. I'm just getting a little hyped up because I'm thinking of my kid Dwayne, how much he pisses me off about certain things I'm talking about. All right, so lead by example. Once again, think of the 40s, how bad it was. Have a couple things that they've done that they, let me think here. Shovel shit for a whole day. That's something they would have done in the 40s. Walk down to the store, especially if you live in the country, is going to take hours. Have them do stuff like that. Plus, puts them at risk. Because when you were growing up, you were at risk. When I was growing up, there were serial killers, all that stuff. Them vans trying to pick you up and stuff. I survived. There's skateboarding and everything else. Chances to die. And I did not die one time. I'm still alive. You got to give them, and I got a lot of good memories and fun adventures of running away from situations that I almost died. So kids need that also. And I remember playing up in this coal mine thing, and it was real high, and that motherfucker, I'm surprised it didn't fall over and stuff. If it would have fell over, we all would have been dead. Up there shooting each other with BB guns. Another thing we did, putting on layers of clothes, shooting each other with BB guns, because that's smart. Nobody lost an eye. Thank the Lord for that. But any damn way, I need a little bit more discipline, I think, right? My parents weren't out there shooting BB guns at each other, climbing up in tall things. But you don't care when you're a kid. What the hell am I saying? Yeah, back in the 40s, you know what I mean? So, hey, yeah, remind them of that. And then another thing is, you got to think to yourself, when you were a kid and the things that you went through, you got to get yourself pumped up a little bit. Sometimes you just want to say, well, that little bastard came out of my balls. I'm just going to let him get away with this one, right? And then he keeps getting away with them, next thing you know, you got a felon on your hands in all the wrong ways, right? What you need to be doing is going into that little area you make, whatever it is. Mine has a punching bag, different incense and stuff for whenever I'm done and stuff. It's pre and post yelling at Dwayne. So, you go in there. I try not to drink shots because that makes me more angry and stuff. But, do some meditative things. But then I start thinking to myself, man, that fucking kid has it so much better than I had it. Jealousy starts to fill my fucking body. I think, man, that little bastard doesn't even have any idea. And I think, whenever I was a kid, this is what happened, and everybody I know is dead, and this little bastard doesn't have any idea. And then you start getting excited and pumped up, and then you go out there and you give it to them, and that is where, discipline, it could be another way of beating them with your voice, right? Beating them down to build them up, just like the U.S. Marines. I mean, if that's not the way, if that's not a good way, and the U.S. Marines use it, then I don't know what better way there is. All right, so that's it. Don't back down. Pump yourself up. Make sure you do that, because you're not always going to be on, at a 10, So sometimes you got to get yourself there. All right, so the last thing, this is the last thing I want to say, and I think this is like the little, happy side of all this. Allow them to be who they are. Allow them to do, within reason, as long as they're not being little assholes about it. But, Jimmy wants to, I'll give you a good, Dwayne. Dwayne wanted to be in chorus. So I let Dwayne be in chorus, right? Figured, well, Dwayne probably wants to get some girls in chorus or whatever, So then Dwayne wants to go to Votech, and I'm like, oh, auto body, that's going to be good, or do some masonry. Yeah, it'd be nice to mason up the whole house. And then he ends up going for cosmetology. Damn Clint, I think. Clint went too. I think Clint's talked him into it. But any damn way, it wasn't the proudest moment of my life. But the thing is, that's what Dwayne wanted to do, right? I wanted Dwayne to be a fucking running back of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But hey, dreams are made to be crushed sometimes. You know what I mean? Especially with kids. If you got kids, just think of all the dreams you have in your head. Realize they're most likely gonna be crushed, okay? Which is okay, because it'll come back and you'll get yours, and hey, life ain't fucking all peachy, but there's some cool parts in there, right? Let's see here. Yeah, just make sure you let them be who they are, because when you don't let them be who they are, that's kind of mean. Do you want people to tell you what to do and tell you how to be and stuff like that? I don't. So I'm not going to tell that kid who he should be or what he should be, he or she or whatever. Now, there's definitely situations where that doesn't exactly apply. We could go the other way with it, but we'll get into that deeper on some next episodes. Next one, I'm going to tackle dad and daughter. Right? It's more for the dads. How to deal with having a daughter. That's one of the most important damn things. You guys have no idea, especially the new dads out there. You think, oh, I have a cute little daughter. Well, yeah, just think about the future. Well, I'm going to get all into it. I'm going to help you guys through it, and I hope this helped. If anybody has any other parenting opinions, put them down below. Not opinions, but the way they do things. Put it down below. It can become a parenting forum down there where people can watch this, hear my golden voice, and then go down there and look at your guys' smart comments of saying your parenting advice. And, let's help some people raise some kids the right way. All right, guys, I'll see you later, and take her easy. That went pretty well. I think I got the beating thing across. Pretty cool camera, I guess. All right, well.